Jingle Jangle is about believing in a hopeful life, a hopeful world, a hopeful time. I think we get to explore it through the magic of inventions, but even more importantly, the inventions of the emotions inside of the family. Because I think the family and the structure of the family is like one of the big things is at the core of the film. Jeronicus Jangle lost all the things that he thought was valuable, and as a result, he lost the things that were most valuable to him. His wife died, his daughter left, he's seen his granddaughter. His world is over, his imagination or belief in magic is gone. And I think he has to come back to the core of his family and understanding what that means, understanding about the magic of love. I mean, Jeronicus has been working for years and years to be able to create something that was spectacular, amazing. And he did. He created Don Juan. He literally brought this little being to life, and then it was stolen by his apprentice. Not only was Don Juan stolen, but all of his inventions, all of his books were stolen and taken from him. All the places where he put his imagination into were wiped away. And he had to watch as this other man, Gustafsson, rose from his inventions, and he continued to fall until finally you find him alone in a pawn shop. All of us have felt in moments, I think, where we've lost belief in ourselves and in the things that can happen in our lives, in our loves that were lost. And this movie lets us know that you can find those things again. And I think that's something that everyone understands. This notion of reuniting a family is really a big theme too, and I think that's something that people all understand. Whether they've ever been able to reunite their family, so many people are estranged from their family. They have this hope and this wish deep down, even though they've maybe even tried to discard it, squash it underneath their feet, that it could happen, that something can happen for them. He's a quantum physicist. He's an inventor, but you watch him making these formulas in the air. You watch her do the same thing. You watch them find what in the olden days would be like the elixir of life and putting it inside of this object to animate. It's almost shamanic in that respect, to take something and to infuse it inside of a doll or an instrument or thing of that nature, and it come to life, and it to be a part of our reality and our world. What's infused in the film that I think people won't be able to understand is David Talbot. I think he's been trying to get this done for 20 years, this story. And everything is infused with his spirit and his joy. If you go on the set, you feel this amazing feeling of joy, and because he's so giving and open and open to ideas, but clear on what he wants and desires, free to show people that he can give. And I think that spirit of that kind of energy is infused inside the film. And I think that people, they don't know when they watch something why the vibration changes them and why they want to see it and why they're so caught up in it. And I think in this case, part of that reason is going to be, a big part of that reason is going to be David. Fascinating character, Jeronicus Jangle. I thought it was a great opportunity to get to work with somebody I think is really talented, and then get to explore a character that was coming from a place of complete, you see him in his joy, and then you see him in totally, very quickly after, a complete loss. And then how you rebuild that inside of yourself. It was a great thing to be able to experience a character, and then to watch, the journey to be to enliven myself, to find more joy, to find more happiness. This is a great opportunity for me to get a chance to work on something like that with someone I trust like David to do it. One of the things I was most concerned about when we were first working on the part or trying to figure it out was living too much into the pain and the darkness of the character. I mean, I think we have to find a character who's resolved as to where he is, and then we watch him enliven himself. And that doesn't divorce itself from humor. That doesn't mean that he's not absurd at times. His own obsessions make him sometimes slightly absurd, which make him slightly funny sometimes. You know what I mean? And it was that trying to figure out those kind of balances and looking at the script and just little scientific thinking, trying to look at the formulas coming in to set. I was here early. So I was here like, I don't know, month and a half early, you know what I mean? So even when they were creating the inventions and stuff, it was going in and visiting the inventions and looking at seeing what they were and trying to possess them as my own and keeping a little book of my own things. And it's a different journey. But I started working in New York, and then I carried forward through it here. I haven't sang in forever, and so I didn't think I could sing. I wasn't sure if I would be able to sing. And honestly, the guy in New York, Matt Farnsworth, I started working with him on, doing vocalizing and stuff to get ready. And he made me feel confident again. He made me realize I could sing. I could sing. Maybe I'm not going to sound like Anika, I'm going to have my own way, but I can at least carry a tune. And it could, it made me feel strong. It made me feel comfortable. Dancing and the choreography and the singing is so amazing. What's interesting about it, like I said when I said David, is like the crew seems to have taken such a strong personal stake in the film that they've applied themselves and put some tiny details into everything. So when you walk into a room, there's little details about stuff everywhere. You walk in, there's little words and painting, other things that nobody's gonna see, but they do. And it's that they know it's there, and that changes the vibration of the room. And it's those kind of things, I think, as I said before, that people feel innately inside of them. The kind of care that's being done. Everywhere you look, the dancers, when they're hitting the ground, they're going hardcore. Madeline, she's done amazing stuff. With both the songs she's done, and also all the scenes she's done. So you can see. Just so many things. I think she's amazing. I think she's an extraordinary young girl. She's really talented as an actress. She's a really great singer. She has an amazing sense of humor. Hyper intelligent person. Quite wise in many ways, and yet having the capacity to just be a child at any second. Never losing that connection to fun, the thing that kids, to be able to look at things and see them for the first time, even while she's behaving as if she's seen them 1,000 times before. I'm actually really excited to see the scenes in Gustafson's factory. I saw when we did the read-through, and I looked at some of the rehearsals. David showed me some of the rehearsals, the choreography and stuff, earlier. And and thinking of him doing that is, it's going to be it's a lot of moments where people are going to go. I think the people will go, if it was a film, I would say they're going to go 2 or 3 times just because they're going to miss certain things, because they're going to be caught up in one of the moments that went before it. I identify with Jeronicus. I think sometimes I can live in a more shadowed place, and he's living there and he starts to grow out of it. And I think I can understand that. I think that at my core, I believe in the miraculous. I believe in possible, the notion that anything can occur. I believe that. I believe that, there are things that life throws at you that make things difficult. And you can sometimes lose that sheen or spark. And that's happened to me. And I think I can gain those things back too.